Hello everybody, Ocean Batman here, back with another video, and today I am redrawing cereal mascots as if they were superheroes slash villains. So yeah, first up here we have the one, the only, I think it's Tony the Tiger, I think that's his name. Yep, the mascot of what's this cereal called? Something not they're not O's, they're the cinnamon things. I don't remember. They're all kind of a little bit the same. But so yeah, Tony the Tiger, of course. I had to make him the muscly, very muscly tiger because I mean that's kind of what he is. So I experiment a little bit here with like scarf because he has a scarf. I didn't give him that. But yeah, you see here, I give him kind of like a military attire. I don't know why. I just thought that would look cool for a bulky kind of tanky guy to be kind of the military guy. I could have gone more the angle with like kind of like the make him look beast like and more hulkish, but this he kind of looks more like more in control and whatnot. And I really like how this looks. It doesn't really resemble Tony that much. It kind of more just resembles just a buff military tiger. But I think that works. I still really like how this design looks at the end. But yeah, this is my Tony the Tiger. He's one just kind of I had to do out of the popular ones, and yeah, but yeah, I like so I color him orange as you can see here, and I give him these like bandages on his arm. There's kind of I don't know arm wraps, and make that red to kind of instead of having his red what's it called scarf or whatever he has that like weird little short scarf he has. So I gave him kind of like bandages and whatnot instead of that. So yeah, and then coloring the tiger is actually pretty fun. I used like just a normal tiger as a reference image, and yeah, I kind of just gave it a little bit the white on the undersides of things, and then I gave it. You can see here, I give it kind of brown stripes and yellow eyes, and you can see yeah. So I go in with a brown, like a dark orange, and I go over with all the stripes. And I thought that was, and when I made that, I'm like, oh, this looks really cool. So yeah, and I think just in general, this is just really cool, like military tiger guy design. This is the drawing I'm really happy with. I'm really happy with all three of these drawings, but this one is definitely I would actually say kind of like the second best because I actually like the third drawing I made, which you'll see in a bit. But yeah, so you can see I give him kind of this what's that like military strap with the bullets on it. I don't know what it's called. I wanted to give him a gun on one of his legs, but I couldn't really fit it there, so I just gave him a knife on one. And yeah, and I'm really happy how this looks. Kind of like he's been in like it kind of looks like he's like a Vietnam soldier or something. I don't know. Did they have tigers in Vietnam? I don't know. Maybe that's his lore. Maybe that's the lore for the character. He's a Vietnam vet who now works for some like I don't know cereal superhero team, making sure that kids get good breakfasts. I don't know. Um, but yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. You see me doing the shading here. I'm kind of yeah, I'm doing like I said, I'm experimenting with some shading methods. I'm using like another layer for shading, which is nice. But the only unfortunate thing is that I usually do the shading in not a pure black. I do it in a different color, so it ends up kind of making the drawing look a little. I don't know, a little bit. Here's the final product right here. You're gonna see in a second, and that way. So I had some like kind of random crap in the background. I try to keep it simplistic but also kind of comic booky, not really, but yeah, boom, there's the final design, and I'm really happy with this one, that one. All right, now we have the one and only, this is kind of what inspired it all, is Count Chocula. I had to do Count Chocula. He's probably one of my favorite cereal mascots because just how, because I originally knew the way I learned about him was that one meme where this guy gets like super triggered that his mom gave him Frankenberry instead of Count Chocula. And ever since then, I kind of remembered it. And I think as a joke gift for one of my birthdays, my friend just gave me a box of Count Chocula. Even though I don't really eat that much like really sweet like cereal like that, I really liked it, but I don't usually eat that. I usually eat the cereal brand I usually go with is Honey Nuts and Oats. I think that stuff is bomb. Honey Nuts and Oats any day now. But you see, yeah. So this design is actually very Dio inspired from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I was thinking about taking references from characters like Morbius, but it kind of looks just kind of like a Dio who's brown with a brown outfit. But I still really like how it looks. See, also give him kind of energy flowing around his hands. Originally, I was thinking making that like purple kind of vampire energy, but then like it'd be really funny if I made that chocolate. So he has like floating chocolate around his hands, which I thought was pretty funny. So yeah, this would definitely be more of a super villain, I'm guessing, but you could interpret, yeah. So I give it like chocolate flowing around his hands, which I thought was funny. It ends up kind of looking like like kind of crap is flowing around his hands, but I still think it works. And then I give him the slightly darker skin tone that Count Chocula seems to have, and I give it like kind of a reddish. I try to differentiate some of the browns. So like his outfit here is like a reddish brown, but then in other areas like his hair, it's more of an orangish brown. And then I think in the inside of his cape, it's a pure red. So I wanted to give it more variety besides just all brown. And then also his little stomach area, which I imagine this is still like a shirt there. That's done like almost a white, like a very light, I think orange it was. And I did that because I think on his outfit and around that area, he also has like a little bit of white because his undershirt is showing. So I kind of do that, but like I said, it's more exaggerated, more like skin tight, like kind of superheroes are tend to be. Where the outfits don't really make much sense. You can see here, like his really tall boots, but then like his shirt is his pants, sort of. But yeah, and then going to the shading, and this recording unfortunately got cut off right where it gets good. You'll see in a second. But so like half this recording is just missing. I don't know why OBS just kind of did this. You can see right here it's gonna end soon, but you'll see the final product in a little bit, and I'm really happy. Like yeah, I'm really happy how that looks. Um, Next up is Toucan Sam. I actually didn't know this guy's name until literally right now when me looking it up. I thought it was Tony the Toucan. I thought it was something the Toucan, but no, it's Toucan Sam. So I'm doing Toucan Sam, and this is a little bit different than the Tiger Tony the Tiger because it's not a literal toucan. This is just kind of a military dude who's kind of dressed in the toucan color scheme, and this is very obviously inspired by characters like Falcon and whatnot with their wings, and I make him very military esque and whatnot. His outfit kind of looks like a what's that character from Dragon Ball? I don't remember. I don't know. I don't watch Dragon Ball, but he kind of looks like that for some reason. I don't know why, but he does. His outfit looks a little bit like that, and I give him a sci-fi kind of gun. And yeah, so you have one wing kind of. I really like this pose. Where he has one wing kind of blocking bullets, and the other wing kind of just out in a little bit the open, to kind of block his from behind him. But yeah, I really like this. That pose is very inspired, like I said, by Falcon, and how he, in the MCU he kind of uses his wings to protect himself. Which is another thing with Falcon is why would he need Captain America's shield when like his wings literally do the exact same thing? Like he just can't throw them, but he has missiles. Like just on a power level, Falcon's shield is completely useless. Like you can't like it's not that useful compared to everything else he has. And plus, his new suit is made by Wakandan, so it's assumedly vibranium, the same stuff the shield's made out of, so it can protect just as well. But yeah, that's a little side rant. But yeah, I'm really happy with this design. I give it, like I said, the toucan kind of color scheme, a lot of blue, a lot of vibrant blues. I differentiate it by I add some darker blues and some lighter blues in areas, like, and also like little different shades of blue. So like the inside of the wings, you'll see is like a very kind of light, leaning towards the kind of leaning towards greenish blue, and the other one leans towards kind of more of a purplish blue, if that makes sense. So you can see here, yeah, different shades of blue to kind of differentiate it. Unfortunately, that arm you see right there, the arm to the our left, no, our right, that arm, his left arm, unfortunately, it does get a little bit obscured because I do a lot of shading on the area, and the dark of the other blue looks very similar to this blue, so it kind of looks a little bit muddled, but I still think it looks good. But yeah, you can see I had a lot of gold trims to kind of represent the yellow and Toucan Sam. I kind of struggle with this mask because he has this kind of like pointy toucan mask. I ended up just giving it the. I was thinking about making like, oh, maybe the stripe could be blood, or this stripe doesn't have to be an actual stripe to not make it look too toucan-y. But then I thought, what the heck? This is a ridiculous idea anyways. So I decided I'll just give it the normal the toucan colors, or at least the toucan colors that are on the Toucan Sam, and not the more recent design. That like really trash rainbow design looked terrible. But I really like the pose of this one, and also the shading ends up looking good. As I said, that arm kind of blends in with the other ones, but I really like how shiny everything looks at the end because they do like a highlight all around. And maybe his arm looks a bit too shiny because there's like highlights on his arm that look a bit too white. But you can see, yeah, the shine everywhere else ends up looking really, really nice on this drawing right here. Yeah, and you can see later actually I had like little bullets shooting at his arm, and you can see me adding the shading right now. And I was really happy with this shading, how it looked and how it was coming along. It's probably my favorite drawing from the three. Even though I really do like the Tony the Tiger, I think this one, just with the pose and everything, I think looks really, really nice. I really liked it. And yeah, so you can see it's just adding several different layers of shading, just kind of one at a time. I start with the lightest layer of shading. And it's funny because each layer of shading has almost the same like capacity, almost the same like transparency level. It just, because I stack them on top of each other, that's why it looks darker and darker. You see here when I add this dark shade, it makes the arm kind of blend in. I think, yeah, and here with the lighting, I actually just went over, just made a line and erased in between with the dark areas. But yeah, and I also changed how the lighting's on the helmet. So then I kind of just go in a separate layer to make it kind of match a bit better. You see the arm kind of looks, those highlights in the arm I think are a bit too bright. But yeah, I'm really happy. Then I go over with yeah, you see here I go over with a gray color on a different layer to kind of make the metal look like the paint's chipping. And especially here, I try to add a little bit of like surface level battle damage, just show that the thing's still tough, but like the paint chips. So yeah, I'm really happy with this one. If you guys like the video, please leave a like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and go watch the 2011 film Rango. It is a great film. You should watch it, and you guys are going to stay tuned because you guys are going to see the final product in just a second. If you want a part 2 of this, I have tons of other ideas. I will do that. But yeah, this is cereal characters as cereal mascots as superheroes. So yeah, enjoy.